Opening your eyes and moving the body doesn't imply getting completely lost within experiences again. Still, see if you can observe yourself a little bit. Just notice what kind of feeling you're in right now, what kind of thoughts there are, how the mind behaves, how the body feels, where your attention goes, naturally. So the emphasis of meditation is on seeing. We're cultivating the ability to see clearly, to know thoroughly what there is. Meditation is not, as many people assume, an act of adding stuff onto yourself. Neither is it an act of subtracting things. It's not mathematics. You're not adding anything, you're not subtracting anything. You don't need to take anything away from the experiences you make. Some people approach themselves from this idea that the experience which I'm making right now is somehow wrong. I shouldn't make that experience. I should instead make a very good experience. I should have the right experience right now, which of course is a happy, comfortable, nice type of experience that I should be having. Or rather than having a nice, comfy, beautiful, shiny experience, I experience just pain in the body and anxiety, restlessness in the mind. All the wrong stuff that I should not experience, I'm experiencing that as I sit down here. If we go a step further, we say then that means there is something fundamentally wrong with who I am. But that's not really true. Even though it might appear like this, that doesn't mean that it is true. And there's this famous old example of the snake that you see in the garden at dawn. You just come into your garden, you walk around, and suddenly you see a snake. You get this shock because it's a huge snake. And then you call someone, like here in Thailand you can call these kind of snake busters. So they just come to your house and take care of the snake. They arrive quite fast and they come and then they have a look, right? They take out their flashlights and they go right to this snake. Fearless, totally fearless. And then they just pick it up and hold it up into the air and then they just come walking over to you and you're kind of starting to freak out. What are they doing? And all of a sudden you see that it's not a snake, it's just the garden hose. Or it's just a rope that's been lying there in the garden all along. But you didn't go there and you didn't really look. So the rope has you fooled for a long time. Until actually someone goes there and looks. And that's precisely what we don't do generally. We don't look at ourselves. We're instead pretty busy avoiding ourselves most of the time. So what are a few popular ways to avoid yourself? To distract yourself? You know your own ways, right? Taking a nap. When you're actually well rested, get a good night's sleep, but you still need some more. Reading books. That's one of my favorite ways to avoid myself. Reading books about meditation. Reading books about introspection. It's a paradox, isn't it? You read how to look at yourself while you're looking at the book. You read about looking at yourself. Taking a walk. Let's go and watch a movie. Suddenly you're hungry and let's eat something. Just a little snack. Let's call a friend. Oh, my emails. Oh, but while I'm at it, I could also just have a look at the news. While you're looking at the news, you find another very interesting kind of thing. 10 tips of how to be happier. Tip number 1, reduce use of internet. Yeah, I should be doing that. Tip 2, meditate more. Yeah, that's so true. And so day after day passes, and every day being full of distractions. But one of the most powerful ways of distracting attention away from yourself is thinking. And why do I say it's the most powerful way? Because it's just so private. We're so used to thinking. It's like, it's like the glasses on your nose. You don't notice them. Sometimes actually I look for my glasses and they're on my nose. It might have happened to you if you use glasses as well. I see you use glasses, you too. So you might know that. Like, where are my glasses? Even happened to me one time. I was looking for my phone and I was holding it in my hand. Where's my phone? Did you see my phone? It's kind of like that. Thinking is a bit like that. We don't see it at all. Rather, we're seeing the world through it. Like you're seeing the world through your glasses. So if your glasses are tinted, they're kind of yellow tint to it or something, then you see a yellow world. If you have a red glass, you see a red world. And it might genuinely appear as if the world itself was red. And then you take those glasses and you look into the mirror and you think you are red as well. Many people who do introspection, they look at themselves through layers and layers of thought, like a fog of thought. And so they can't see clearly at all. They see a distorted image, mostly about who they should be, how you should be like. You see, but meditation is not about how you should be like. It's about how it is. And so we have learned, our entire lifetime long, we have learned to deal with the way it is, either through resistance or attachment. Like if the way it is pleasant, we attach to it, we want to keep it. I like it, this is nice. You want to keep it. Let's turn up the volume, put it on repeat. I want to keep that. And yet you can't. It's impossible to keep a nice experience. You can try. Like if you have a loved one in your life, you'd like to give him or her a hug. Now next time when you hug, just don't stop and see what happens to the pleasure. Just keep hugging. It'll slowly turn awkward. Then the pushing away will start. It's this kind of gentle kind of, okay, it's enough. Thanks, yeah, that was a nice hug, great. You're kind of a hugger. Then you start the patting, like tuk, 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 tuk. Try to get kind of out of the situation somehow. It's like enough. The same is true if someone pays attention to you, and now they pay attention to you on a very powerful level. It can become incredibly uncomfortable. I've met some masters of meditation in my life who have a very high degree of attention. Very powerful level of attention. It's so uncomfortable sometimes. It's like you're standing in a fire. Because it reveals all the stuff that you have inside of yourself. They are just quiet. You go through all of your drama. All the thoughts, oh my God, what does he think about me? Maybe I'm not good enough. Da, 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 da. You're just burning away in their light. Even that is not really pleasant. And things that are considered to be nice, being praised. So someone praises you. It's nice, right? Now let's say that person would never stop praising you. They would constantly praise you, only praise you. Whenever they open their mouth, they say something nice about you. Oh, you look great today. Oh, you look even better. An hour later, I say, hey, how do you do it? You keep looking better and better each hour. It's amazing. You're so intelligent. everything you say and do is amazing. Imagine you have this kind of fan around you all the time, just constantly praising you. It would lose its taste. It would feel really bad after a while, actually, like annoying and fake, because nothing in life is like that. Nothing stays. The way you feel right now is a response to the teachings. Also, maybe you feel good, maybe you feel bad. It doesn't stay either. So no experience that we ever make actually stays. Even if we can see that clearly, like second by second, not in the general sense of, okay, today I'm going to have a look at this, if something lasts or not, but you have to see it right here, right now, second after second. That the way you think, the way you feel, the way you experience life right now, in this moment, you yourself, not through your thoughts, through your assumptions and opinions, not through your emotional states, but looking at those conditions. It's the hardest thing for a human being, to look at themselves. We are really good at looking outward. For example, now you are aware of what I'm talking about, and you might agree or you might disagree. It might stir up emotions inside of you, resistance or attachment. But that's what we're not aware of. Instead, we might see the talk itself through the filter of our own conditioning, like, what a bunch of rubbish is this guy talking about? What the hell did I get myself into here today? Oh my God, not one of these spiritual fancy pants. That's your own conditioning, but you don't see it. All you see is an awful talk. But you're not seeing the glasses. You might see it the other way around, but you're not seeing the glasses. Still, seeing yourself, the most difficult thing ever. Even right now. It's very difficult. Most challenging thing. But it's the way out of stress. It's the way out of suffering. It's a very direct way. Awareness. That all deep spiritual techniques are based on, rooted in, founded on awareness. The techniques to raise consciousness, to wake up. That's the idea of all these religions, right? They help us to wake up. And even within the sphere of religion, too many people attach to outer stuff. Like, it's all about the books, or it's all about the statues, or it's all about the monks. It's not all about that stuff. It's not about stuff. It's about the heart. Who does all that stuff appear to? That's what it is about. Who is aware of all that stuff? What's shedding light on the experience? Where does an experience actually take place? Have you ever wondered? Where does an experience take place? The experience that you're having right now, where does it take place? Where is it registered? Where is it perceived? That's the question that turns you within. It turns you to the inside, not to the outside. Oh, I had a fancy experience. Like, oh, you do this amazing meditation and you see a light. I saw light. And then my heart chakra opened, and then my kundalini exploded and went up into my whatever. That is just stuff. A lot of stuff. A lot of things happening in front of you. And you see all of these things happening, like a movie. And yes, very interesting movies, they can pull you in very strongly. You can feel like, wow, what's that? That's amazing. You can completely lose yourself in the movie. That's what movies are for. If a movie is inauthentic, you don't lose yourself in it. You don't appreciate going to the movies. You kind of wasted your money. It wasn't convincing. If it looks really fake, right? You have that person which just had a terrible thing happening to them, and then they cry, and their crying just looks so incredibly fake. You can't believe it, so you feel like cheated by the movie. It's not real enough, doesn't look real. But one of the most real movies are the movies in your own heads. They appear so real that we constantly mix stuff that happens around us with the stuff that happens in our heads. We're looking at other people and we think they are a certain way, when in reality, this is just something we think they are. We don't see the way we think or the way we perceive them. Being conditioned by anger, being conditioned by your past, being conditioned by traumas, being conditioned by whatever. It's not that other people are in any way a certain thing, unless you think them into a certain thing. That's the job of thinking, and it's very pervasive. It's very powerful. A sign of true spiritual progress is, in fact, the degree of absence of thought. If you manage to go through life not thinking, mostly, or let's say it like this, only thinking when you really have to, then you make a sharp, wise use of thought to solve the problem. Problem solved, thinking ends again for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. Then something else comes up and you need to use thought again to solve it. But in between that, these rare events where you do need to use thought in a limited way, all the repetitive stuff that keeps going on the whole day long in our heads, that is totally unnecessary, like a broken record. You have to see this for yourself, right? This is, again, as I always say, nothing to believe in. This is, I'm not giving you an opinion. This is something to observe within yourself, here and now. Are you in control over the way you use your thoughts? Check it, put it to the test. Like in the beginning of the day, make it your aim. Okay, today I'm going to have a look at the way the mind thinks throughout the entire day. Can I turn it off when I don't need it? It's a big question. Can you turn your thoughts off when you don't need to think? Or do they just keep going? Like they don't care even, you know. You don't want to think? Okay, I don't care. Here, think about this one. How about that? It just keeps going. And it's very repetitive. It's repeating all the time. Same stuff. Day in, day out. Same thoughts. Same kind of material that we constantly think about. And no wonder our lives doesn't really change. Because we constantly think the same things. If you really wanted your life to change, you would have to stop thinking the same stuff over and over again. You would have to learn to think different things. Then life could change. It would assume a different direction. But we can't even do that because we don't know that we're constantly thinking. For someone never have practiced meditation before, it's almost like, no, I don't think all the time. Until they look. And until they actually try to go beyond thinking for the first time, I tell them, okay, now just listen to the rain. Don't put any word on it. Impossible. Even they really want to listen to the rain, they can't. It's too much noise in their head. Too much other stuff calling their attention in. That's when you finally see for yourself, oh, my mind does whatever it wants to. It wants to get angry and feel nasty, then there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. Then it just snaps, it just feels angry and nasty for a while. And when you realize that for the first time, then you can clearly see that most people are in that too. They don't know. That's why Jesus probably said, forgive them, because they don't know what they do. We're constantly in this rut of repetitive thoughts, again and again. So how to get out of this? How to find some rest, in other words? How can you actually rest a little bit? Well, we need to learn to put our attention elsewhere, not into thought. Where could you put your attention? Well, you could feel your body, for example. Flooding your body with awareness. Just when you sit, then just sit there. Let the mind sit too. The mind is not going shopping, the mind is not going elsewhere. It sits there with the body together. That's the practice, the most basic practice. Wherever you are, be there fully. But that goes against the grain. Because from when we were small, we have learned that the way you are, what you have, what you do, how you're like, is not good enough. You should change it somehow. You need better grades. You need a better job, need a better relationship. You need to look better. You need to have more. You need to whatever. Now that's just endless. As I mentioned last time, it's very hard to sell things to people who are happy. You can't sell them anything because they're happy. They don't feel they need more. That's the key. I need to become different. The way I am, what I feel, what I experience is somehow not the way what it should be, right? This underlying sense. It's very creeping underneath our experiences all the time. Somehow it's like a subtle resistance to what is, the way it is. How does that manifest? It manifests as a search, constantly looking for something else, the next experience, the next sentence, the next information, the next bit I need. I need the next bit of information. I need more information so I can be more fully myself. I need more meditation. I need to add something to myself so that I can be more me. That will not stop. If you come from that place, you only ever end up in that same place again. Not enough. You come from not enough, you work yourself up to, hopefully, enough, only to find out that it's not enough. Because your inner place of not enough, it hasn't changed. Now, what many people think then, okay, then it's all about enough then. So they go the opposite side. Since it's not enough is not the right way, so it must be about enough then. So they constantly pretend that everything is enough then. It's just the other end of the spectrum. And so we're constantly bouncing off between good and bad. So bad is bad, then I better be good all the time. So now they're trying to be good all the time, but that also they cannot keep it. Because nothing can be kept, whether it's enough or not enough, it can't be kept. And it's just the two sides of a coin. You get the coin, you get both sides. Enough and not enough. Hope and fear. Always together, always together. You might be listening to this now and go like, yep, that makes sense. But that has to be experienced and felt. You have to taste this. Now. Like look at your own mind and how it moves. Your own feelings and how they move. Can you find anything there that is in even the remotest way leading to satisfaction. Can you find satisfaction in your feelings? Is that possible? Will they ever come to a point where they are perfect forever after? You're only feeling butterflies and unicorns and rainbows and sweetness for the rest of your life. Is there something like that? How about the body? Is there any posture that is then only butterflies, rainbows, softness, niceness for the rest of your life? You just only have to find the right posture. How about relationships? All you need to do is change your partner the right way so that they don't bother you anymore. Maybe you need to yell a bit more at them, or maybe you need to tell them a few more jokes to cheer them up so you can be a bit more happy, and then it hopefully stays that way. No, also I've tried it. It doesn't work. Pan is pan. If I want her to be some sort of ideal that I imagine her she should be so that I can be happy, that's just absurd. It's just imprisonment. I'm imprisoning her into my ideal. That's why relationships break. You just can't accept that people are people. When they have ups, they have downs, they change. Surprise. Well, what about health? Can you keep it? Good health. Happy emotions. I've tried. Try to make myself happy, like forcefully for a long time. I've given up. It's just too much work for nothing. And when I give up, then that's when happiness can come in. Like a different type of happiness, not just the short woo moments in life, but something more real. It comes from the center, not from stuff. Getting attention, how about that? Having people pay attention to us. That's nice. But still, it's not reliable. And everything comes always with its opposite to make sense. So that's why when we contemplate this life in this moment, here and now, not as a philosophy, not something to contemplate like thinking about it deep and hard, but actually seeing it alive inside of yourself right now. Nothing stays. Not even for a second. Not a feeling, not a thought, nothing stays. See it again and again. Then you come to the conclusion, the second deep inside. Wow, there's no satisfaction there. There is no satisfaction in stuff. There's no satisfaction in the body, in perception. There's no satisfaction in the fabricating mind, in feelings. There is no satisfaction even in the movements of consciousness, going from here to there, from there to here. There's no stability. You can't rely on anything. That can be a bit of a shock. You see that for the first time clearly, it's a bit of a shock. Whoa, everything I thought would be nice is actually turning out to be just stuff, changing stuff. For some people, this is experienced as almost like someone pulling the rug underneath your feet. Everything you relied upon is suddenly collapsing. You relied upon your body, your health, your youth, your people around you, your things, your house, everything. It can't be really relied upon. That's almost like a small death threat. So then we go to the third insight. Since we understand that all that stuff is just the universe in motion, why own it? Why get caught up with it? Why feel as if I was that stuff? Why feel as if I am the body, or I am the moving mind? That's who I am. I'm Tobi, I'm 33 years old, I'm German, I'm blah blah. That's just stuff. That's not who I am. It's temporary things that don't really matter at all. What matters is deeper than things, deeper than appearances, deeper than what we constantly experience. And through your search, you will gradually find that, whoa, there's nothing I really own in this universe. Well, what would it be that we really own? We can't even have the slightest control over thought or feeling or, the body, how it works. If we clearly understand that, from experience, you see a separation happening between an observer, the knower, and what is known. That separation is called not self. This is not me, it is not mine, it is something that comes and goes. Developing this ability to see things coming and going, that's what meditation is all about. It's all about opening the eye of knowing. The term for that is jnana. This eye of knowing knows all conditioned phenomena are inconstant, stressful, and not self. Nothing lasts. Nothing can satisfy me. Everything is neither me nor mine. You could also say there is just the universe with its elements in motion. There is no Tobi there. Not really. It's like I'm telling you, well, there is no forest there, truly. You can go in and look for the forest. Will you find the forest? You can check every atom of every tree. Do you find a forest there? Anywhere? Is there any space in the entire forest where you can actually find the thing called forest? We can't, because it's just a label imputed upon a collection of stuff. And if you realize that about yourself, it's the same thing. We're just imputing. I just say, I'm Tobi. But in reality, it's just stuff. A lot of stuff that doesn't belong to anyone. That is freedom. And that's the taste of the entire path. The taste of freedom. And how does it start? Well, freedom from tension in the body. Then freedom from future and past thinking. Then freedom from thought altogether. Then freedom from feeling. Freedom from the body. And gradually, what's left? You find out. Let's keep looking through whatever appears to you. That practice is done pretty simply by sitting or standing or walking or lying down, watching yourself. What's your experience right now? With honesty. What is it? And then watch it deeply. Does it last? Is it constant? Watch, look, and again, and look again. What do you feel right now? Is that constant? Look deeply. Keep looking until you see, wow, there's nothing really lasts. That's a freedom there. There's two ways of seeing it. Relax, everything is under control. That's the ego's way of seeing it, right? Relax, nothing is under control. That's truth. You can relax because there's nothing that is truly controlled by anybody. Just a vast network of cause and result stuff. conditions. And as always, when I go into these kind of deep, seemingly, apparently deep things, I encourage to make it practical for you. This has to be practical. You don't come to such a talk and then just go like, whoa, that was profound. And I'm totally confused. And now I go back home and I don't know what to think. But it should be practical. So you start on your level. What is it like to be you right now? Just feel. Just be there. Just look. And then keep looking. See, does it last? It's a simple thing to repeat. Next time when you're angry, look. Will it last? And I really encourage you guys to put that to the test. Again and again. Next time you're sad, you're down, you're grumpy. Does it last? Look right into it there, in this moment, this second. Is there anything really there? Is there a snake? Or is it just a rope? Is it the profound, enlightening experience? Or is it just a feeling? That's where many people get hooked, by the way. They get this amazing feeling, wow! Every cell in my body is suddenly so vital, and then make this huge story out of the feeling. That's how it catches you, right? Again, you go back again, whoa, must be enlightened. No, you're just thinking a lot. You're still not seeing the thoughts that say, ooh, I must be enlightened. Now look into these thoughts, do they last? Are they real? Oh, I didn't see my thoughts, I must be a loser. Is that real? And now suddenly you feel very sad. Is that real? Does that last? Just keep looking, keep looking, keep looking. It's all about consistency. The practice is simple. What's hard is to keep it up all the time. That's what's tough. And that's what's necessary. You need to practice it all the time. Cultivate present moment awareness all the time. Then it will bear fruit. Quite powerful. I can guarantee you that. Stick to the technique, do it well, do it consistently, and you will receive big results. And once you receive these big results, they're not big at all. Neither are they small. Neither are they received by anyone. That's the whole point of the path. Okay. So that's, I think, enough for today. I think I've confused you too much already. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's a bit more clear, actually, that we start with the simplicity and work our way up from that. It's not about thinking. It's not about what you think. It's not about the confusion. It's about seeing. Seeing yourself clearly here and now. Okay? Any questions? What kind of question would you ask if you had 10 minutes to live? No more future. No more time. What would be relevant for you? Because all your worries, they're future stuff. All of it. What is going to happen to me? You have 10 more minutes, so it's irrelevant now. What's relevant instead? You think about it, and if there's the next time and you come to the next class, bring questions like this. I encourage questions like this. Ask the right questions. So many people ask questions about, I don't know What kind of job should I take? Should I go left? Should I go right? I'm so confused about this, so confused about that. What if you just had 10 minutes to live? These are powerful questions. We're stripped of the story forcefully. No more story. What's it about now? No more hope, no more fear. You still have a way out, it's the past. You could turn to the past. What did I do wrong? Should I have done that? Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Should I have meditated more? Anyways, stay present. I hope you have a great Tuesday. Next class on Thursday evening at 7 p.m. as usual.